Hi, I'm Laura from KalleRockde, and I'm sitting here together with Rebecca and Megan from Larkin Poe today, and welcome to Berlin.
Hello, thank you.
You're welcome. So, you two have been very, very busy the last days or even weeks. I saw that you played your last US show on Monday in New York, then you went straight to London, played a headline show there, and 2 days later, today, you're in Berlin to play a headline show. How are you doing? I hope the jet lag isn't too bad.
We've actually been very fortunate. We're doing pretty good. The drive was about 15 hours, I think, all told in the car yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Because we took the tunnel over from England, but we missed one of our boarding groups.
Oh, no.
So we had to sit and wait. But honestly, we feel great, and we're so happy to be back in Europe.
So glad to hear that. I felt a little bit bad for you because you have such an incredible schedule right now, but I'm
that's
glad
so
you're
sweet.
here.
Thank you.
So, for everyone who doesn't know your band yet, can you just describe yourself, who you are, what music you do?
Yes.
Just a quick introduction.
So we are Larkin Poe. We have been a band for almost 10 years together.
We started in 2010, and we are two sisters, and we play kind of what we call roots rock. So it's kind of bluesy rock and roll.
Yeah, very nice. That's so heard, but just for our reviewer, our listeners and everyone who doesn't know you. So, you're taking over the internet by storm right now with all your cover videos as well, not only with your original music. These videos don't have a huge production. They are very laid back, stripped back, just you two in one room, your instrument, and then you go ahead. Do you think that this is like a secret behind it? Why it's so successful?
That's a great question. We feel very happy that people are responding so strongly to the videos, especially since you're saying they do lack a lot of production.
Yeah.
And some people, like in the comments, they'll be a little bit nasty, like, oh, this is so low quality. Da, 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 da. But most people, I think, take it for what it is, which is a very real presentation of just two people playing a song. And the songs speak for themselves. You know, we're trying to cover songs that were important to us when we were kids growing up, or were moving for us as artists. And being able to dig into these songs and learn them, it just makes us better musicians and better artists.
We were using learning the songs as a learning tool. We were just trying to, keep up our repertoire and keep working up new stuff, and we just recorded it kind of for fun, and we're really blown away when people were really responding, and it started to go kind of viral. And we were very surprised by it. And I think it partly is people like to see us in kind of like a very raw, natural state.
It's about the music in the end,
absolutely.
Right?
It's not meant to have a lot of production.
It's polished. We just set an iPhone up and we play.
And even just an iPhone.
And
it's
just an iPhone.
Okay. That's
so
perfect. As you said, some of these videos went viral, and we're living in a very fast-paced world. Do you have the feeling that the people only click on that one video, or do they care about you and your original music as well and leave you a like?
That is one thing that I find so surprising as well, is that for whatever reason, the people that end up watching the videos, they'll leave comments and just say, oh, I fell down this rabbit hole and I'm obsessed with you guys now. So I think for whatever reason, there is more of a commitment from people who watch some of the videos. And there are, of course, some people who I think they don't connect with our original material because we are doing something that's a little bit different. A lot of the songs that we cover, they're just like straight down the middle rock hits or what have you.
Straight down the middle blues hits. Traditional blues songs.
And what we're doing is, a more of an amalgamation. There's like some bluegrass, some blues.
It's a mashup of all this stuff.
Exactly. So it's not for everyone, but we do find that the support system that a lot of our fans have created for us, it's really strong.
One thing that I notice is that I think that when you have good content on YouTube or social media, you don't even need a big label behind you because it's all going by himself right now through the social media. Is that something you experience as well? Because I think you aren't on a
We're not on a label.
Yeah, we are independent.
And for us, being independent has been incredibly freeing to be able to move quickly and release records as we're inspired to release records, and to not have anyone else
tell you
making any creative decisions. Anything that we end up releasing, it's something that we feel passionate about, and I think that that's what your fans deserve. If they're committing to be your fan, then our job is to give them who we really are. So I think being without a label, we have enjoyed it so much, and I think that you're right. In today's day and age with the power of social media, you really can get a lot of work done. Just fly in with like a management and agent, and we're good to go. Whew.
Yeah, I really like that because it's really about the music and not about. It's the same with the videos. It's about the true rock and roll nowadays again.
Well, thank you.
So let's move from the covers to your original music. What's the main thing? Venom and Faith, your new album, just came out 2 weeks ago. Can you tell us a little bit about the recording process and what the inspiration was behind, and why did you choose that name?
So this record, it's actually the second record that Megan and I have self-produced together, and we love self-producing our records. I think in the same way that we like being independent, just having the two of us as sisters in the studio together means that we can really move quickly and just chase after creative ideas that we find exciting. And so making this record, it was the most fun that we've ever had in the studio, because we released a record last year called Peach, and we were really rushed in the making of that record. We were like up against the wall, and we made it in essentially a long weekend. And so it was a really like a sort of a stressful experience, especially for the first time us self-producing. But with Venom and Faith, we set a time aside this spring, and we had a couple of weeks just to stretch out and have fun. And I think the batch of songs, you can really feel that positive energy. And why did we name it Venom and Faith? I think
it's a lyric from the song Honey Honey.
Yes, from Honey Honey.
Yes.
But I think it paints a cool picture of the American South in a way. And we like the two sort of
disparate ideas.
Yeah, Venom and Faith.
Yeah, because it's so different, but you put it together
it kind of sums up the body of work somehow.
And two of my favorite songs are Ain't Gonna Cry and California King. Just a little bit inspirations.
Yes.
About that, maybe.
California King is the one track that I got to play some banjo on. And for me, California King, it was lyrically one of the songs I had most fun writing, because I had the idea of a, because in the US, a king size bed, they call it a California King. And I liked the idea of, especially for us, and we're such do-it-yourselfers, and we always have these big dreams, but a lot of times we're sort of limited by our circumstances. And so the idea of having these huge dreams, but in a small bed, and like you're always shooting up and over and having to work to achieve what you're dreaming about creatively. That's sort of what that song means to me. And then Ain't Gonna Cry, that's one of my favorites too. It's a really powerful ballad.
It's so hauntingly beautiful. So
well, thank you.
Thank you. Actually, we wrote this song with a buddy in Los Angeles. And one little story that I love while we were writing the song was Rebecca was in the booth singing the vocal Ain't Gonna Cry, and that happens kind of over and over, saying Ain't Gonna Cry. And she started crying when she was
I know, it was
I ain't gonna cry. No, I ain't gonna cry.
But it's true, because to me, I think whether or not we felt it at the time, because a lot of the lyrics, they came out really fast. Like we were sitting there and we had the melody idea, and I sort of spoke a lot of words, and then our buddy, she was writing them out, and so then we sat there and we looked at it, and we just kind of repositioned a lot of the words. And so whenever I was singing it down for the first time, it really was sort of resonating with me, because I think that there was a lot of true and honest emotion that I was channeling. I was a total baby. They're like, "What's wrong? Why are you crying?" I was like, "I don't know. It's just stress."
So you've been coming over to Europe for a couple of years now. I always missed you because I just found out about you after your last club tour in 2015. So I haven't seen you yet. But do you see any difference between the crowds in the US and Europe, especially because you're doing this US roots rock and roll bluesy stuff, which isn't that common here? But do you notice any difference? Like, how do people react?
Yes, we have over the years had huge support from Europe and the UK. We've actually ended up doing more touring over here than back home.
Oh, wow.
So in the past 2 years, we've actually gotten to do a lot of touring in the U.S., which we haven't done before. So it's been amazing to actually get to tour in our home country. But our first love was Europe.
Yeah,
that's where we found most of our audiences early on. And there's so much support for American roots music over here, and that's so awesome. You guys really get behind a band.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
It's good to see the connection through the music, no matter in which country you are.
It's
Love
true.
that,
Music is the language of the world.
Absolutely, yeah. So in the US, you went on tour with Keith Urban, Bob Seger, Elvis Costello, all the big names, and you played these huge arenas. And now you are here back in the smaller venues. Which one do you prefer?
Oh, we like the change of pace because getting to play, for instance, with somebody like Keith Urban, because he's playing huge shows, and to be on that stage with that level of production and these crazy fans, it feels really great. But also, you understand that it's his stage and it's his crowd. That's the work that Keith has put in, and that is his legacy. To be able to come and play for whatever size crowd of people who are here to see us and sing our songs back to us, it's so rewarding.
But also our first shows back here in 2.5 years, like, they've all sold out, you know, and there's a lot of energy in the room. So, I mean, it's incredible.
We're so happy.
These are some of the most fun shows we've ever played.
Me personally, I love the small club shows
Me
as well,
too.
because you feel the energy going back and forth. So
it's a lot more intimate in a way that I really prefer. When I go to shows, I like to see bands in smaller venues. Yeah. So that's for me. I'm always like, this is what I would want.
Yeah. So glad that you play this little Kleiny club today, so we get this energy. You both play guitar, slide guitar and electric guitar mostly. Is this a goal for you to have a signature guitar at some point? Like, for example, Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm has her
Gibson Explorer,
does. So you are a Fender girl, I think?
I am a Fender girl.
Yeah.
I would love to have my own guitar. I think that would be something to shoot for, because right now I play mostly Stratocasters. And I've actually changed out the pickup configuration in the Stratocaster, so that could be something that maybe we talk to Fender about. But no, I love Lizzie Hale, and I love her custom series of guitars.
If Rickenbacker would make me a lap steel, that would be incredible.
Because all the lap steels that Megan's plays are from the 40s,
right? They're all vintage. So there's I love the vintage, but also if I had the opportunity to do that, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully someone will reach out to you and to get that done.
That'd be so cool.
Whoever's listening.
So what are your goals in general for the next years? Is there something you really want to do, a venue you want to play, or a country? You're going to Australia for the first time?
We are. I would say, for me, the fact that we are in our late 20s, anonymous age in our late 20s, and have never had a different job besides making music, that for me is just the highest goal that we could attain. We feel very fortunate to have made our livelihood within the music industry. So I think in the next coming years, I would hope that we can keep doing exactly what we're doing, but just bigger and better. Like on this tour, it's the first time we've ever been able to travel with some of the shows for a lighting director, and being able to have these elements that come in and just elevate the show and make it more exciting, just to keep chipping away. Is there anything you would add, like a goal? Somewhere you want to play? Red Rocks would be cool.
That would be super cool. To get like a Grammy would be awesome.
Oh,
Getting a Grammy would be cool. That would feel good.
That sounds good. So did you bring a band tonight, or is it just you two?
Band.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Kevin McGowan on drums.
Okay.
And then we have Tarka Lehman playing the bass. So it's a 4-piece.
Nice.
And that's how we love best to tour.
Yeah.
Is having some guys on stage that we can all just rock out and give the crowd a good time.
Awesome. And you said that you're going to concerts as well. Love the small venues. Is there anything else particular that you think that has to be there to make the show perfect as an artist, but also as someone in the crowd? Like, what is that one thing?
See, here's what I think, and I sometimes am guilty of being a bad crowd member, because I think audiences forget that the artist can see you as much as you can see them.
That's true.
So being willing to be vulnerable as a crowd member and dance and clap and get into it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'll stand at shows and I'll realize I have my arms crossed and I'm watching this artist and I'm really focusing, and I'm like, oh, I'm giving them no energy back. I think the best shows that I've been to and the best shows that we've played as Larkin Poe is when everyone is willing to open up and let that cool connection happen and share the energy in the room.
Yeah.
That's what really makes it. Because I mean, you could be in the crappy, have the crappiest sound, or no lights, or whatever. Anything could be going wrong, but if everyone's on the same page, then it's magic.
Literally.
Very true. I love the words.
Yeah.
So let's hope that it will be exactly like that tonight. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you so much, Laura. It was nice to speak with you.
Yeah. Good.
Sweet.